Good morning, everybody. Happy to be here. Happy to be after such kind of legends like Yevgeny, a real superstar of Estonian startup ecosystem, and also super happy to have him as our angel investor. Also super happy that Taxify, where he's now a product officer, is very strongly going into the field that we operate, which is light electric vehicles and vehicle sharing. I'm not actually going to talk too much about our company, because I was invited here to tell a founding story. How did we found our company? And I think I'm the guy with the longest title of the presentation, and it's actually a Formula car on there. So when I was at university, I built racing cars. There's a series where students design and build their own racing cars, and then they compete against other universities around the world. We did ridiculously good in that. Out of 500 teams in the world, we were top 5 from Tallinn, Estonia, where there's no automotive industry whatsoever. So we had to compete with companies who are sponsored by Daimler and etc. So we did really well, and then we said, hey, we need a new challenge. Combustion cars are boring. Let's build a fully electric racing car. And that was also one of my very long-term dreams, to actually build something that is fully electric. That was then 2012, so you have to think a little bit back how many electric cars you had on the streets at 2012. But we had an issue. The budget was double what was the budget for building a combustion car. Batteries are expensive. So we made a small unit and we said, hey, where can we find money to build an electric racing car? And then one guy comes to me and says, hey, there's another new fund. It's called Prototron. I was, what's that about? Well, it's about giving startups money to build their companies. But we're not a startup. We want to build a racing car. I mean, who cares? Let's just send something. So we send. 2 weeks later, we get an email back. Hey, guys, send us your one-pager. What's a one-pager? Google, what is a one-pager? Oh, okay, that's what a one-pager. So we do an all-nighter. We send out our one-pager. We get it back, and they say, hey, that was a good one-pager. Can you send us a business plan? A business plan? I mean, we're all engineers, right? And we don't want to build a business. Don't forget, we want to build a racing car. Okay, another all-nighter, and we write the business plan. We send it off, and the guys say, oh, super, the startup feeling, and, we're kind of low-key engineers. You got to pitch, you have to pitch in front of the committee. Google, what is a pitch? So then we go in front of the jury, and it's morning, and the presentation is in the afternoon, and we sit down, and I told the guys, we got to build a prototype. We're going in front of a jury. We have to impress that we're engineers. And everybody's like, no, we cannot build a prototype. We don't have anything. So what we do, we take some completely random battery cells. We use double-sided tape to put them on a stick. This is actually a stick there. Then we use some wires, and we connect them to some electronical boards. Of course, we didn't have any time to actually make it work. So we programmed the electronic board to flash a red and a green light. Because if LED lights flash, it means that it works, right? So we also find a piece of kind of plywood, and we put it on this. And we topped it off with a Prototron sticker. We called our company Formula Battery Management System, because we needed money to build the battery for our electric car. And we thought, hey, what's the product we can present? And we said, hey, let's build a battery management system. So it's the electronics that take control of the battery, that you don't overheat or overcharge, and etc. So we went to the jury, and we did our presentation. And they said, your business plan is childish and totally ludicrous, but you guys rock. We got 10,534 euros to build our company. And we got to the front page of Postimees, the biggest newspaper in Estonia. But don't forget, that was actually 80% payment of our battery pack. The cool thing was that Prototron was then also run basically as a startup. So what happened was, the next day after this presentation, I got to my personal bank account 10,534 euros directly from Swedbank, and it said Prototron. So anyway, that was fun. That was fun times. No contracts. Then I got this money. Next day, I shipped it all to China to get the battery packs. Fast forward 4 months, and we have a car. So we had an electric car. It was made so late in the last minute that we didn't even have time to paint it. The wings are from last year's car. We get to Hungary, we get to the competition, and we race. And the thing with this battery management system is that if it detects some failure, it shuts off your car. And if it shuts off your car is really not driving right, which means you cannot win. And then I told our guys that, because we built this battery management system ourselves, could we have a button sorry for the language, a fuck all button, which means that it will just kill all the safety systems. The team said, no, we will never do that because it's dangerous. I said, don't worry, I'm the second driver. So we had this button in there, and I'm racing, and we're really, really fast. But it's super unstable. We did 10 kilometers of testing with this car before the race. With our previous car, we did 1,000 kilometers of testing. Anyway, I'm on the track, 2 laps to go, the car stops down. I have a button, right? Boom, I press the button, the car wakes up again, and I go for another lap, and I have half a lap to go, and the car breaks down. No win, no success, coming off the track, quite demotivated. 6 months, 10,000 euros, put it into the battery pack. As we killed the battery management system, the whole battery pack died. Nothing, money gone, no company, no car. Then I graduate, because I had to graduate, otherwise I would have been kicked out, because I had already prolonged 1 year to build more cars. And then we think with our guys, about this business plan. We should actually do something in life. Maybe it's not that bad of an idea. So we read it through again, and we decide to create a company out of this failure. So we sign up to Startup Bootcamp, we move to Berlin, and we actually create a company based on the same idea, gathering data from a vehicle, analyzing this and sending this to online. So now, fast forward 5 years, we have 35,000 units live in 43 countries in the world today. We connect everything from kick scooters to electric rickshaws and electric bikes. We have 3 offices, most of us are in Tallinn, and we really work globally all around the world. The product is a hardware unit that you integrate into the vehicle. It collects information from there, sends it online so you can analyze it, you can do over-the-air updates, and you can also connect with a smartphone. So simply, if somebody steals your bike, you can see where it is, go and get them and get your bike back, or you can do sharing systems, like Taxify is doing in Paris, where they have kick scooters on the streets, and you can rent them from your mobile phone. So what we do is we power emissionless transportation revolution. But I want to share with you some of the learnings, because I think these events are about 2 things, or 3 things: inspire, learn, and network. I hope I inspired you a bit. So now let's jump to the learnings. When you found your startup, number 1, always ask for help. You're never alone. There's a lot of events, accelerators, angels, and also fellow entrepreneurs. We would have not done it without Productron, without Startup Bootcamp, without a lot of people helping us. And it's getting constantly better. I mean, today in Estonia, there's already so many angels that it's actually hard not to hit them at the events. Second thing, teams will split. So if you looked at the different pictures where the people were on, the first picture there were 6 people, then there was kind of 5 or 4, now there's 3. That's also totally normal. When we founded the company, everybody told us, you cannot found a company with 5 people. I said, well, we're 5, so what do we do then? But then, we sat down, we took a white piece of paper, we wrote down, what happens if you want to leave? This is completely normal, don't take it too dramatically, it will happen. The 1 in 10 actually works. That is an interesting one. So, I don't know, 500 people, something like that. So probably 100 of you will think, heck it, after this event, I'm going to do my own company. I bet 10 of you will do that. So 1 in 10 will actually only do it. And then out of that 10, only 1 of you will probably get the angel investment. So this actually works. Every time there's 10, if you get to the next phase, 9 other companies faded away. Creating a company, getting your angel round, getting an A round, getting a customer, getting to positive cash flow. And if you think about it now, it's kind of scary. But if you're doing it, then it's actually very rewarding. Whenever you do a small step, you understand that there are like 9 other companies or 9 other teams that didn't make this step. So what I want to tell you is that when you go on this journey, then sometimes pause, look over your shoulder, celebrate, and then go forward. Sorry for the language, but this is exactly quoted from a guy in Berlin. And this is the biggest lesson I learned when being in Berlin for 8 months. This is the regular startup roller coaster. You wake up in the morning, everything is so good, and by the evening you think that you're going to go bankrupt. But you will go back again. During these 5 years, I think I had 7 times where I had to borrow money from my mom to pay our team's salaries. The funny thing is that I think around 5 times she didn't know that. So make sure that your mom gives your savings to you when you're creating a company. But you have to be ready for this emotional roller coaster. I think the most important takeaway, fail fast as a concept is a total myth. Like, complete myth, just doesn't exist. If somebody tells you in a book or you hear about it in US that, failing is good and people fail fast and create new companies, that's a myth. Ask anybody who has been successful. Everybody will tell you, 10 times I was going out of business, it was so difficult, but I never gave up, and now I'm Jeff Bezos, right? So I'll give you an example. Taxify, I think a year before they became a unicorn, they were rated as the least attractive company in Estonia to invest money in. No, everybody said, why do you do Taxify if there's Uber? You see who's laughing now, eh? And maybe finally, and most importantly, if you're creating your company, never forget that this is just business. There are more important things in life, like getting married, or having a kid, or two. So when you actually don't make it, then don't forget that you just had the coolest job in the world, building your own company. But if you want to learn how to build your own company, then we're waiting for you. You can always join us in our mission to make the world a better place by removing emissions and making sure that the kids we make can actually breathe in a clean air. Thank you very much, and if you don't found your company in the next 2 weeks, then please send an email to careers@comodule.com.